Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about a very conventional topic but very important topic for any person who is into professional world. It is about interviews. Now in this video I wanted to share few myths that I came across while I was researching about interviews online, and I strongly feel that this is something which is changed completely in 21st century. First of all, let me tell you why I have chosen this topic. Now, in my professional journey of around 8 years, I had appeared for 3 interviews. I cracked all the 3 interviews, and I had conducted more than 25 to 30 interviews. Now, in this complete process, I had come across so many important point or important attributes a person should always keep in mind while appearing for any sort of interview. So let's get started with the video. Now coming to the first very important quality that any and every person should have when they are appearing for an interview is confidence. Now let me tell you one simple trick. I always used to have that in my mind when I used to appear for interviews. That is, this is not the last job in the world. I'm going to give my best. I'm going to be honest, and I am not going to let my self-respect or dignity down anywhere just for the sake of getting this job. This job is not going to decide my destiny. I'm going to carve my destiny. And that actually, these few sentences or something which I used to talk to myself just before the interview, because we all do get that anxiety before the interview. And when you get that anxiety, that breaks your confidence. And when you speak or say all these type of sentences, which are definitely very true, you will gain a lot of peace and confidence. The moment you get a lot of confidence in yourself, you get a clarity in your head, and because you get a lot of clarity in your head, you are able to crack those questions like a cakewalk. So it is very important that you wear your confidence evidently in your interview. Before we move ahead with the video, I would want you to put down in the comment section that what are the questions you feel or you have come across in your interviews. I will definitely answer those questions from my end, and also it will help our community to know what are the different type of questions we all have come across in the interviews. I am going to put a couple of questions that I have come across quite frequently and what's the answer that I have given during the interview. Now, moving on to the second most important questions or that is always talked about in the interview is, what do you know about our company? Let me tell you that you are not supposed to do a PhD on their company while you are appearing for the interview. That is point number 1. But yes, you are supposed to know basic things about the company, which I'm sure most of the company, when they put up a job advertisement on various job portals, they write there the job description and about us. If you read it clearly, that's all. That is the biggest important tip that I would want to tell you. Nobody expects you to know everything about the company. That is something which is hyped in the market, that research a lot about the company, not required. What rather you should be talking about is your own self. You should be clear in your head that what was your career path in case if you are an experienced person. In case if you are a fresher, what are your academic achievements and what do you look at things further in your life. And this is something which is really important, because no organization wants a person who is always confused. Rather, every organization would want a person who knows few things but knows them perfectly. You need not be jack of all and master of none when you are actually dealing with such type of questions. So one very important tip here is, make sure you are prepared for the part that you know really well, rather than hitting around the bush and trying to learn everything. Don't do that. That will rather break down your confidence. You will start feeling that, what if he asks that question, what should be my answer? Stop thinking that. Just be yourself, just be confident, and just be clear in your head. Now tip number 3 is, there are many generic questions asked by each and every hiring manager. For example, tell me about yourself. For example, why you would want to work with us? Let me tell you, although these questions are quite generic, don't give a rote learned answer in your interviews. I have experienced this myself as a hiring manager. When people were actually giving me answers to these type of questions, they would say, I will prove myself as an asset for the company, I have so and so strength, I have so and so weakness, that completely I would understand that it is rote learned from somewhere. So when I used to appear for interviews, I used to be very clear with what, for example, if I want to answer the question, why would you want to work with this company? My answer would be in three parts. Part number one is I am looking a great scope of professional growth in the company for myself. That is point number one. Point number two is I look forward for a great financial growth in the company, because this company constantly is upgrading itself, and also because of the upgradation, constant demand of skilled employees, and thus I am a person who always try to upskill myself. Hence I foresee a great financial growth for myself in this company. Point number three, I look at it as a long-term association. Give some example. For example, it is quite close to my house. It is, the work timings are great for me, or the working hours are great for me, because these really matter. You are not a robot, and you cannot say that I'm going to work 24/7. So highlight the points that are actually true, and that will help the employer to understand that you are an honest person and you are giving some practical answer, rather than giving answers like, I'm going to be asset for the company, blah 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 blah. So don't give that. Also, check in the comment section below. I have answered a couple of questions for most frequently asked questions in the interview. So do check them out for sure. And also put down your questions in case if you want me to answer those questions for you guys. And the next point that I would want to talk about is, it is a myth that has been going around, that is dress to impress your interviewer. For God's sake, this is something which is applicable everywhere in life. Love yourself, dress up to impress yourself. If you like wearing a certain type of cloth, of course it has to be in the limits of decency and some formal etiquettes, but it should not be completely like something which you are not very comfortable of and you are not able to carry it well. Because if you are dressing something for somebody else, you might not be able to carry it the way you will otherwise carry something. Like, as a person, I would always prefer wearing a blazer for interview. There are people who prefer wearing a sari for interview. That is absolutely okay. Your dress is not going to define your capabilities, but definitely it is going to create a good impact on your emotional quotient, which will reflect through the way you speak. So dress the way you feel most confident in. That is something I would want to share here. In case if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also do comment below all the questions that you would want me to answer which are asked in the interviews in my way. Stay tuned to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.